Welcome in, Aries Collective. It is Laura, and I am here to do a reading for the full moon Virgo eclipse. So we've got a South Node eclipse coming in this Friday, and it is bringing in a major karmic release. There's going to be deep healing. There's going to be necessary endings. Eclipses are fated, Aries, and so whatever is falling away now is definitely making space for something greater. This eclipse is aligning with the energy of the Fool. And so the universe really is calling you to take a leap of faith. But before you can fully step into a new beginning that is lying ahead, there's usually something that needs to be released, surrendered, or quite possibly even healed. So trust, Aries, that whatever is leaving your life now is meant to go. So you can move forward, you can unburden yourself, and you can align with your highest path. So highest path, past. I don't know. Maybe there's something about the past here that's been holding you down, but I meant to say path. Let's dive in to the oracle message first, and let's see what this eclipse is activating for you and what spirit wants you to know at this time right now. So we do get the doorway to spirit. So I don't know if you're connecting with your angelic guides, if you're connecting to your spirit guides, your ancestors. But for me, the doorway to spirit is wide open. And so maybe you are receiving divine communication. It's a 32 card, and so 32 breaks down to 5. There is some type of change here. There is definitely change lying ahead. And I think the energy really is asking you, are you ready to walk through the doorway of a new experience? There is clearly a new beginning here for you, Aries, but I also feel you're going through some type of spiritual awakening. And so there's some type of an expansive, energetic realm I feel swirling around you. And this is where all new beginnings originate from, right? Is from these spiritual realms. And so I don't know if you're noticing orbs of light around you, but I do feel there is a spirit guide around you, guiding you through whatever earthly challenges are being presented. Because 5s are challenges, right? And whatever is going on here, I do feel these eclipses, especially this Virgo eclipse, this full moon, blood moon Virgo eclipse, is leading you to a deeper understanding of your spiritual identity. And so maybe you're connecting into the true source of your value and your power, because this basically is a card saying that you are opening up to unlimited potential. And so there's some change happening here in order to get you to reach deep into the core of your very being. And so I think maybe you're being guided to dig into your spiritual powers, your spiritual world, connecting to maybe esoteric arts. Maybe it's time to get yourself a tarot deck if you don't have one already. But I feel you're likely surprised at how quickly you are becoming more intuitive, maybe even becoming more aware of spirit's presence around you. And maybe it's time to dig your heels in with your own healing practices. So now really is the time, Aries, to open up to unexpected guidance, unexpected inspiration. I do think there is a powerful shift allowing you to connect to your true identity. But I also feel if you've been in this energy of feeling extremely disconnected from your intuition, then you're going to need to try to maintain peace. Maybe you're longing for something that feels like it's just out of reach, but there's a very paradoxical energy here. I do feel you can sense this deeper spiritual connection, but I also feel you need to let go of some type of dramatic situation that has really kept you distracted from grounding in your purpose. I feel this underlying energy of intense emotions. We do have to keep in mind we've got quite a bit of Aries energy. We do have Venus retrograde in Aries. We also have Mercury in Aries stationing retrograde the day after the full moon. And so what do you need to release in order to bring more peace into your life? Maybe you just need to meditate. Meditate on your soul, meditate on yourself, meditate on the higher self that really resides in your heart center. I think you're being called to drop into the heart center. So relax, connect to spirit's wisdom, because spirit's knocking on that door. And you got to know that spirit is supporting you. So let's see what this is all about. And let's go a little bit further with a few tarot cards, okay? Let's see what the tarot has to say for you, Aries. What do we got for Aries? Keep in mind, this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, even your North Node. So if this message isn't resonating, Aries, Check your other signs and placements. We kind of got 3 fall out. I was aiming for 3 and we got 3 on the table. We get the King of Wands reversed. We get the Moon reversed. And we get the Sun reversed. So Spirit is loud on this one. You've been ignoring your intuition, I feel. Bottom of the deck, we get the Justice card. So maybe there is a mirroring situation here. Maybe there's a connection with the masculine and it's mirroring some type of father wound. Because below the Justice card, we do get the Emperor to the 3 of Swords. And then we get the High Priestess in reversed. This is feeling pretty heavy, Aries. I can't sugarcoat the reading, that's for sure. And so whenever the cards come out in reverse, it can mean an extreme of energy. It can mean an absence of energy. When the moon comes out in reversed, I kind of feel there's going to be some type of wake-up call. So if you've been dealing with a King of Wands in reverse, although it is representative of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, we've got Pisces energy, we've got Leo energy, we've got strong Leo energy, I'm feeling, and the Pisces energy, or Cancer. The moon actually is ruled, or Cancer is ruled by the moon. So I don't know if you're a moon in Cancer. We get Libra energy here on the bottom of the deck, which is kind of what you don't see coming. And so I just feel like an echo of a past pain, of a past hurt here, especially with that 3 of Swords. And so I don't know if there's been an avoidance of an ending or an avoidance of some type of truth. Maybe you've been overly reliant on people's advice. But with the Knight of Coins in reverse, I'm just here to say, like, I think Spirit is really hounding you to withdrawal and investment. Why are you pouring into something that I feel is really making you lose money? If we look at this Knight of Coins upright, you see all of the coins falling out behind him. And so I don't know if somebody is only with you for your money, but I do think it's time to gain a new perspective. I do think a very enlightening moment. The Hanged Man in reversed is a major wake-up call too, especially with that Lovers in reverse. So I don't know if there's a false belief here connected to a long-term partnership, but I also feel this energy of sacred rage. I don't know if you've been in the dark night of the soul, but I do think it's time to cut to the truth of a situation here. And maybe there's a connection here that is on your path to mirror back to you a deep-seated father wound. I do feel a very strong father wound coming through. What I really feel is going on here, Aries, is some type of relationship dynamic with a masculine energy that could be very controlling, that could be very possessive, that could be very angry. I feel a relationship here filled with illusions, especially with the moon card coming out in reverse. There's going to be some hidden truths coming to light in a period of disillusionment here. And so I kind of feel there is some type of deception. There could be fears. Whatever you feared is probably going to come to light. This full moon in Virgo is likely going to expose whatever has been lurking beneath the surface. And this could possibly be related to some type of betrayal. There could be unspoken emotions here as well. And I do feel right now you've maybe had the inability to see the bigger picture, and Spirit has been trying to say, hey, Aries, pay attention. It's time to clean things up here. I do think there's some type of confusion. I almost feel like this King of Wands energy being like a gaslighter. So I don't know if somebody is gaslighting you and maybe things were unclear at a certain point in time, but now it's going to be undeniably and painfully visible under the full moon eclipse in Virgo when it comes to seeing the bigger picture. There could also be false optimism here with the sun in reverse. It can definitely speak of a cycle of illusion and kind of battling the reality of a situation. I feel this very prominent push-pull energy. It's almost like you see the truth, but you've been avoiding the truth. And so how this kind of all ties into the eclipse, I feel there's a major karmic ending. It does feel like an ending here, especially with that 3 of Swords. I do think you are being called to fully step into clarity and self-worth. I feel there is a deep-seated ancestral pattern here. I feel there is a deep, deep ancestral pattern here, and it is connected to some type of an abandonment wound. So I don't know if your father abandoned you and maybe you can't see things clearly. I do think you've really got to sit in the truth of a situation. I kind of feel maybe you have been in cycles of being controlled over and over again, but ultimately there's deep heartbreak here. There's deep emotional pain. And with this combined with the Justice and the Emperor card, it really does speak to some deep-seated wounds of feeling unseen, feeling abandoned or betrayed by some type of masculine energy. That's kind of what I'm feeling here, Aries. And so I kind of feel maybe there is an emotionally detached or absent father where this is a pattern that has kind of repeated in your lineage over and over again, where maybe you've always been operating out of a wounded state or dealing with masculines that operate out of a wounded, controlling energy. But I do feel there's an ancestral pattern here that has likely been passed down through generation after generation, a lineage of absent fathers, broken trust, relationships where control and suppression probably took precedence over true love and support. And so I think this full moon eclipse is really bringing this to the surface so you can break the cycle. So maybe you're feeling the weight of this realization. Maybe you've already felt the weight of this realization and you've avoided to recognize how these past wounds keep influencing your present partners, your present choices, and your emotional reactions. But really, I just feel there's a big block in your intuition. There's also a block in moving forward here. And so you can't ignore those gut feelings. You can't sit in a state of self-doubt, because when you ignore those gut feelings and you go against what spirit is telling you, then you definitely disconnect yourself from the guidance of spirit. And so I do feel there's a major feeling of being stuck, feeling unable to move forward, or dealing with somebody who is unreliable, uncommitted. There could be frustration around how slow the progress is on your journey when it comes to healing relationships, or wanting to heal a relationship that just isn't going in the direction that you wanted it to go in. And so I really feel deep down inside, Aries, I gotta say, deep down inside, you already know what needs to be done, but fears and past wounds are really causing hesitation. So I think this full moon eclipse is urging you to release these blocks, to push you to trust your intuition, and to fully take those steps to break free from a very stuck and stagnant cycle here. And so this full moon really is a major karmic release. I think you are being called to reclaim back your power. So let the illusions fall. Release the karmic patterns related to the wounded masculine energy. Trust your intuition. Your soul already knows the way forward. So step out of stagnation, Aries, and step into self-empowerment, because this full moon eclipse is a massive reset, and it is going to help you cut ties with the past so you can step into clarity, healing, and self-trust.